Going It Alone, a Year of Play. This is episode 7, Yikes, I've seen the competition. And here's a reminder as to why I'm doing these videos. When I set up my business with Companies House back in October 2021, I did my research surrounding target market, offerings from others, even down to the name. Now, Promethean Play doesn't exactly identify that I help organisations include, connect and engage every voice using Lego bricks. It doesn't shout about my credentials in HR, L&D and broader business, but it felt right. Greek mythology has always interested me, and to be Promethean means to be innovative and creative, all things the future workforce need to be skilled at. And is it a bad thing that I have to explain myself and my business more explicitly surrounding what I do? Some may think so, and marketing professionals might call for a rebrand. They may say, how can you compete if people don't know what you do and they can't determine that in an instant? Or reflect that others doing similar things don't need explanation. And if I were to engage in a business model canvas exercise, my competition would include team build, management development, change management professionals, and more. Not exactly a specific list. And the offerings aren't exactly the same either. But what I do is I create a safe and engaging environment for people to embrace the Lego Serious Play methodology and build better outcomes. And this can be applied in so many ways, and what comes with it is my knowledge and experience of leadership in HR spanning nearly 20 years. And scanning through LinkedIn, browsing websites, reading up on articles that others have written is enough to start doubting your own ability. With 3 degrees, experience in FTSE 100, family-owned, charity, and someone who volunteers as a trustee and enterprise advisor, I shouldn't be too hard on myself. I've worked in operations through to HR and believe firmly in action. A pretty PowerPoint with theoretical approaches is all well and good, but I like to share examples of how it has worked in practice, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, is this my attempt using one form of media to demonstrate that I'm better than the competition? No, not at all. In the short 6 months I've been in business, I've reflected massively on that word, the word competition, competitor, and I found it brought about negative connotations for me. Some may call me naive, but 3 things have stood out. 1, there's enough business for everyone. 2, invest more in you than trying to outsmart others. And 3, your competition are also your allies, so recommend them. And I recognise that these reflections may not apply across all industries, and others will perceive it very differently. Crush the competition may be the order of the day. But even before I officially founded Promethean Play, I was planning and strategizing using big business toolkits, all focused on external outlook and doing exactly that, beating the competition. After all, if you don't get the sale, someone else will, right? So as time has gone on, I've become a lot more comfortable though in accepting the 3 things I just raised earlier. I've become comfortable not having a 16-point action plan based on a detailed analysis of the market and which is the target areas that I will address and focus on. And it's made me happier and much more relaxed too. Everyone has got to find their own way, and motivational factors surrounding why you set up your business, what you want to achieve, will of course impact your thinking in this space. So let's start with point number 1. There's enough business for everyone. Now, a government startup stat said that the number of small businesses in the UK has increased every year since the year 2000. So the competition is always going to be growing. But I've realised you don't need to be looking at what the next person is doing. If you are comfortable in what you offer and believe in it, then stick with it. And one of my early inquiries fell through because what they wanted was a few hours of fun Lego playing. And although I could have easily have done that, I could have rocked up with a big bag of Lego and created something. I was clear that, what I do is not just a fun day out. What I do is about focusing more on work-related issues and building transformational workshops that address, things that need to be discussed. And I'm focusing more on my own data, the types of inquiries I get, how good I am at sort of demonstrating win-win relationships, so the client gets value and outcomes and I get the sale. And I'm not saying I'm going to ignore the market. I'm not saying I'm not going to evolve my offering. I'm not saying I'm going to stop being curious. But with the mindset that I'm now adopting, I've found myself embracing more opportunity and building more relationships, becoming more confident in myself. And I'm sure that's going to have a positive impact on my business and me going forward. So moving on to point number 2, invest more in you than trying to outsmart others. And I've tried to do this from the start, and one of my favourite books, I talk about it quite a lot with different people, is by Keith Ferrazzi, and it's called Never Eat Alone. And he talks about how relationships flourish when your approach is one of giving as opposed to taking. And I try and do this and focus more on how I can contribute and add value. And again, I'm not saying I roll over and have my tummy tickled, but I need potential clients to be confident in me and what I offer, rather than spending time trying to make them less confident in the competition. And I'm not going to try and expand my product offering just so I can take business from others. I need to give my proposition a go, believe in it, and focus on that. Then finally, point number 3, your competition are also your allies. So recommend them. I still get a bit jealous when I see others on LinkedIn sharing about their latest business exploits, how many clients they've had, and how amazing it was. But it's really irrational. That behaviour is not good, and I don't want to feel like that. So it proves I've still got to focus on remembering and cementing my mindset surrounding the other two points I just mentioned. But in the last 6 months, some of my best and most exhilarating conversations have been with the competition. We've talked about collaboration, we've openly recommended each other, we've liked and commented on each other's social media. And everyone is at different stages too. I've got to remember, I've only been in the game for 6 months, whereas the competition may have many, many years' experience. And being self-employed is lonely. It can be lonely. So why isolate yourself more? Ironically, the competition are probably more like you, believe in similar things to you, and you know what? They could be so busy that they actually need some help that you could end up offering and get paid for. And who knows? You know, it's not happened to me just yet, but I would prefer to learn from others and keep building on those relationships. So in summary, be conscious of the word competition and what it means for you. Before Promethean Play, I thought about it completely differently, and certainly in a past world when I worked in retail, it was painful being ranked based on your metrics, being constantly compared to others. And I witnessed people behaving badly in a race to get to that perceived top. And I don't want to put that on myself when comparing with other businesses doing similar things to me. The only competing I want to do is with me, and it's a healthy dose of must get better. So let me know your thoughts in the comments and how you navigate the competition. I know everyone will have different views surrounding this, but for me, my mindset, it's helped me and it will continue to help me be a bit more relaxed and a bit more chilled and enjoy the journey a bit more. So join me next time where I reflect on gaining my first paying customer in Yikes, my first customer. And if any of what I talk about resonates with you, please like, share and subscribe. Thanks very much.